So in this video we will talk a little bit about terminal. Too many people think that the shell is exactly the same as the terminal or exactly the same as bash, but that is a mistake, a very huge mistake, because the terminal is only a program which help us to execute shell commands and scripts. It help us to use the bash or to use the shell. So it's not exactly shell, but it helps us to interact with the shell and with the bash, because the bash is the advanced version of the shell. And so the terminal is normally it's an emulator, and that emulator has too many different ways. So for a Linux system which has a graphical user interface, you can go to the menu and or to the manager and search for the terminal. You find it. But for the operating system which doesn't have the user interface, the graphical user interface, you only, when you run it and when you log in directly, you have the terminal which is provided. So actually I will more use the operating system which doesn't have a graphical user interface, but anyways, you can use whatever you want, but it will be the same. The script will be the same, so don't worry about which version of Ubuntu or Linux you are using, or which terminal you are using. But I want to talk about some different terminals because they are different, and it's very important. So actually, when you open the terminal, usually you have something like this. You have the username, and the name of the system, the name of the computer you are using. So, and there you can type some commands or some script that you can use in your when you are executing some tasks. And also, you should know that we have different terminals. The popular one is called GNOME terminal. This is the popular one, and it's what is in too many Ubuntu versions. And as I said, there are too many shells. Like bash is an advanced of bound shell, but also for terminals there are too many which comes from this GNOME terminal and are advanced. For example, this console is used in a version called Kubuntu, maybe also in others, but I almost used it often in Kubuntu, and I think this GNOME is in Ubuntu, the normal version of Ubuntu. So you have other terminals, keyterms, RxVT, KVT, annex term, eterm. So if you want to know more about the terminals, you can go and click to this link, power terminals, and they have some details about how to configure, because you can customize the terminal, you can do whatever you want with the terminal, the size, you can change the tabs, you can change the colors, you can change the font, you can change too many things. And you should also know that there are some shortcuts to scroll, to go down, to go up, to close the window, to open the window. For example, Ctrl+Shift+N is new window, Ctrl+Shift+W is close the window, F11 view terminal full screen, Shift page up is to scroll up, Shift page down is to scroll down, Shift home is to scroll to the beginning, Shift end is to scroll to the end, Ctrl+Shift+T is new tab, Ctrl+Shift is to quit to close the tab, Control page up is to next tab, Control page down is to previous tab, Alt-N is normally the N is the number of tab, and it is from 1 to 9. So if you want to go to tab N, you should do Alt-N, or Alt the number you want. So you can also change the profile, you can put whatever customization you want, but as I don't want to go into detail about it, and you can also reset the terminal. There are two, as I said, you have the GNOME terminal, which is in most of distributions of Linux, but you have also another which is called console, which is popular in KDE desktops. So in Kubuntu you can find this one, and this does support too many things than the normal GNOME terminal. And but also remember that you can use Android. You should know that Android is a Linux system, and you can use a terminal in Android. How? There is a terminal which is called, in Android you can have the Connect bot. Connect bot is a terminal which is used in Android. So if you are an Android user, or in your phone, if you want to test some Linux command in your phone, then you should go to Google Play or Play Store to install Connect bot. Then you will be good to go. But because you don't have all the keyboards, all the keys in your telephone, you need to install another keyboard, which is called Hacker's Keyboard. This Hacker's Keyboard will give you all the keyboard you need, the control, all the keys you need, controls, Alt, F1 till F10, page up, page down. Everything will be provided when you install that keyboard. But also you can install another terminal, which is Termux, in Android, and this can help you to connect to and to interact with the Linux shell. So actually I don't want to talk too much about it. If you want to read more, you can go and find the resources to know about all the terminals and how they work. And I hope you will do that, and if you want to learn more. So if you have some issues or some questions, don't hesitate to contact me and I will be happy to help. So this is it for this one, and it was only a summary. So if you want to know more, you can go and read about it. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe and share the videos. See you in the next video.